Alright, so I'm very excited for this one. This is a early 40th birthday present for myself. It is the Masterpiece 39 Sunstreaker. Sunstreaker was the very first Transformer I ever got. If you've seen my test video I did when I originally created this channel, I used Sunstreaker as a reference using the Generation 1 and the Chug version. Sunstreaker has been a constant favorite of mine, and the reason for it being for my 5th birthday, I believe, my mom asked me which Transformer I wanted. I said the yellow one, meaning Bumblebee, but she got me Sunstreaker. And I fell in love with the toy right away. All I have left of that original Sunstreaker is the crotch piece, a fist, and maybe a missile. Because, let's face it, a 5-year-old should not have played with one of those original ones. I do have a replacement one, and we're going to show you him in a minute, of course. But, quick review just for people who don't know who Sunstreaker is. In the original cartoon, he's one of the 2 Autobot twins. He's a Lamborghini. Doesn't have that many big scenes. He's mostly known for jet judo and then walking around with an alien mask on. Otherwise, he didn't really have a presence in the Marvel comics either. He didn't really become prominent until really IDW. But he's always been a favorite of mine, especially because, you know, growing up in the 80s, Lamborghinis and Ferraris, I mean, they were just so sexy, even to a kid. And this toy is sexy as fuck. I really enjoy it for the most part. You'll notice I'm showing it from the side here, and that's because I do have a couple small annoyances. The mirror. I already broke one of them off. Yeah, luckily it comes with extra mirrors, but still kind of pissed off. Let's go ahead and take just a look at this vehicle mode. This is fantastic. This is how you do a vehicle mode for Transformers, especially high-end line. It has so many cool little features. I'm going to start right off here. You see this here? Let's see here. There's some buttons under here. You have headlights that can go up and down. That's just a start. You've got a hood that comes up. The doors swing up. And you actually have to do that because of how this toy transforms, even from one mode to another. Let's go ahead, come on. So, I mean, just to show you, right off the bat, it's already got some cool little features. It also has weapon storage. There's a gun already stored inside it, but you can also attach a gun up top. And it just gives them a little bit more oomph. He also has a third gun that's built in right over here in the back here. This is a reference to one of the very first scenes he was in. He has a missile launcher in the back. It's a cool way to begin a toy, right? Then, as you can see here, he is gorgeous. He looks like Sunstreaker. Oh, come on. So you have to swing this piece in on each other. He looks like Sunstreaker. Sunstreaker has a very famous look and silhouette in both vehicle and robot mode. That being that of the Lamborghini souped up with the Charger, the yellow and black. Here he is with the Generation 1 one I've since replaced. He is a little bit beat up. I do want to get another one. But as you can see, he's got the turbocharger. He's got the spoiler. He's got the moves. He also has a feature that I'm kind of shocked he has. And I really don't know how to describe it. And you know me, I'm not big on transforming things in the video for you guys. I just like to show the review and my thoughts on it. But he does have another car mode. And I don't know why. And it drives me nuts that he has it, but at the same time it looks cool. But it's also how you can see the storage. It's a gun stored right in there. You do have to take it out in order to transform him. But otherwise, this part comes up. No big deal, right? Let's see if I can remember how to do it. So we're going to take this. We're going to fold these out of the way. Nope. I guess you don't do that. So I've only done this a couple times because I'm really nervous about everything ever since I broke off the gun last night. But let's go ahead. I mean, not the gun, the mirror. Come on. So in order to transform him, you actually have to get him into this other mode. And I'm having difficulty doing so. I was amazed at how tight everything is on this one. A lot of my issues with modern Transformers is the pieces are not that well put together. But this one is great. It has everything you could possibly want, but it is very tight, and that's one of the reasons why that mirror broke off. I'm going to get this gun out. Come on, kid. Can't get it out. My fingers are too fat. Alright, we'll get to it eventually. But as you can see, come on, doors stay up. It folds down somehow. Fold that in. Gun came loose. Yeah, this piece is loose on me. Let's go ahead, dude. Come on. Hold on one second. Alright, so, sorry about that. The pieces, like I said, are really tight, so I had to bring it in close so that I could show you what it looks like in the non-souped up version. As you can see, the intakes change by doing so as well. The whole piece just flips out and flips around, but you have to line it up, and there's a couple of small little parts. It looks beautiful. It is a beautiful Lamborghini. And here he is with the Generation 2 side swipe, just so you can get a comparison here. Sunstreaker is larger. And that's even before you even look at, like, the souped-up extras. He also has an additional feature here in the back. He has 2 different sets of taillights. Now, these are extremely tight. I'm actually kind of worried about breaking them. But as you can see, fold it down, he's got another set of taillights, and it is still beautiful. It is still sexy. Transforming him is a beast. And I do mean an absolute beast. And that's only because there are so many steps. Whereas Sideswipe's actually really, really easy with these, and the Generation 2 Bumblebee is really easy. This one's actually more aggressive than even Hot Rod, the Hot Rodmas one I have. There's a lot of little steps, and for obvious reasons, I'm not going to go through all of them here. You guys can go watch somebody else who's a much better reviewer. I just want to focus on the cool parts and show you just little tips and tricks. Now, in order to transform them, no matter what you do, you have to have these wing doors up. And that's just the start. And as you can see, it's on a hinge. There's a mirror. That's why they break, as I've already mentioned. And anytime you transform, you have to open up this part as well. After that, it's easy until you get to the backpack. And the backpack, like I have said, is an absolute fucking nightmare. But it does look cool when it's done. I will stop. I will show you random parts as we go along here in the transformation. Just a quick look under the underneath. You can see there's no visible robot parts, with the exception of this little hook here. And I'll show you what that's for in a little bit. As far as accessories go, before I get to that, he does come with 2 extra faces. He does come with the alien mask from Hoist Goes to Hollywood, and he does come with Chip Chase. And my friends and I have been joking that I now have Masterpiece Chip Chase and not Masterpiece Sunstreaker. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pause it, and then I will show you different parts of the wonderful robot mode. But just to show you, start here. It already looks cool, and I'm just going to show you basic steps here. The leg itself is so intricate in design that there are so many little nuanced steps that it's astounding. Like, I know they're trying to go for this cartoon accurate mode, but it's more akin to, here's an hour of your life gone every time you try to transform it. And I'm not complaining, don't get me wrong, but, you know, if they're going to do the whole, hey, let's make it look like animated, they might want to actually, like, make it look like animated in the transformation sequence. But I'm going to go ahead, hit pause, and I'll come back and show you random steps. All right, the first thing I want to show you is the door part here. You fold this outside of the leg by folding the door in on itself. And as you can see, there should be a mirror here. But last night when I was trying to transform it back, the mirror just snapped. He does come with extra mirrors like I've mentioned, but as you can see, I'm a little bit nervous. What the mirror does is it tabs into a small hole in the leg. As far as the leg goes, as you can see, it's very intricate. You basically fold the leg in and around itself. This is actually where the gun mode will store the small gun in robot mode. like I said, he is very intricate. You even have to slide over the skirt here, over the bits and pieces. And it is, like I said, everything on this figure is really tight, and it makes me a little bit nervous. But as you can see, every little step is fantastic, and you can definitely see that the creators were thinking while they were doing it. So this part here is the hardest part to do, and that's because you have to take this whole assemblage, fold it up and over, and sometimes it sticks really tight. And here's that gun I was talking about. I'll show you more of that later. Let's go ahead and zoom out for a second. As you can see, you're getting an idea of what he looks like. Basically, at this point, you have almost everything you need done, other than the arms and backpack. But there are some little tips and tricks, and getting the whole piece to move and do what you want can be a little bit of a pain. This is going to be just like with the first Bumblebee mold. This is going to slide into a spot, and it's very awkward to do. But let me go ahead and get a little bit more transformed, and I'll show you what I mean. Sorry about that. But yeah, so once you get it down, you turn it so that you have the correct facing elbow out. You turn the hands. The hand is just one giant piece, but the thumb moves independently. To do this part, you just push it down. Actually, before you push it down, you're going to turn it at 180, and then push it down, and now he's got his iconic shoulder pieces. The head is simple enough. You slide it up. He has a head. He has a chest. Now this nightmare of a backpack. Basically, it folds in on itself. It's going to take me a few minutes to even get it near what I need to do. And it's a pain, and there's no way I'm going to make you watch me get frustrated. But before you do it, you got to make sure that these are facing downwards. Alright, let me get it into almost mode, and I'll show you the last couple steps. Alright, that's taking me like 10 minutes to do. But I now have the backpack assembled, and as you can see, as I told you, this is like the original Bumblebee here. You got to swing that mirror in, and then bring it up. And that's where this hook comes in. Let's get that down a little bit more. The hook comes in and hooks it all in so it'll stay in place. It's a neat little cheat technique here, but it works. Then his diaper it's supposed to be under there. Aha. Again, cheating is okay if it works. But there he is in robot mode. Let's go ahead and get him steady here. I said get him steady here. Bring down the camera. And, sorry, he is standing awkward. I'll fix that in a second. But here he is in his robot mode. As you can see, he is quite impressive. And beautiful. Look at that sculpt. And it's got a lot of fun little moving pieces to him. I'm going to zoom out. You'll get a little bit more view of the shelf behind it. But look at that. Now the backpack is a little bit big for my taste. In fact, I'm not a fan of the backpack at all. But as far as his iconic look, he has it. He has it in spades. Why aren't you tabbing in? It's supposed to tab in right there. It's just not sticking. There we go. But yeah, he is a beautiful sculpt. He's got a lot of articulation. Head can go up, down, left, right. It's on the ball joint. You can also slide it down, kind of make him look like a turtle if you want. Chest even moves, as you saw. Arms come out. They can go back, go up, go that. He's got good elbow bend. You can even go a little bit in the opposite direction. Told you already the hands, what they can do. Feet, this is a lot of fun. He can go forward, and see, that can't go that far back because of how that all transforms, but it's still good. Knee, he does get about 90%. You can go forward a little bit with it. Feet have ankle tilt. They can go up, they can go down, and that gives him a lot of posability. As far as the accessories go, the mask, the alien mask just slides over there to take off his head and replace with the others. You bring it up, use your thumb, you pull off the face. I don't like the other faces, so they're in storage. I never liked the goofy smiling. As far as the guns go, we're going to start with the little one here. The little one has a couple cool things. First off, you can tell it's all transformed. You can actually store it in the leg here. It doesn't like to stick, so I don't really do it. But, and of course, it's one of those tab ones. And then you just fold it down, and then he can store the gun in his leg. Yay. To me, it's another piece that could possibly break, so I don't want to bother with it. And let's go ahead and bring that back. The gun itself is simple. It folds out. It folds down. You got a gun. You can hold it in either hand. It's got the standard Masterpiece tabs. And it will tab into a hand, allegedly. And voila, he has a gun. Again, not a big fan of the little gun here. The big gun, as you saw in vehicle mode, has one clip over here, and you can sight on his store on his back. It's cool. Can't really see it from the front, which works. If you turn from the side, it's a little bit awkward. And, of course, because it has that tab, it'll plug into the hand over here and look cool. Now, this one, open it up and go ahead and get it in. I'm not a big fan of the Masterpiece guns and how they're held in. None of them ever like to stay. And of course, it's hard to do with a camera because you're looking awkwardly. But yep, he has a gun. He can shoot. This is one of the more gripes I have, actually. I know that the Masterpiece line has been going for the whole cartoon aesthetic. But what I want, and one of the reasons why I love my original Hasbro Masterpiece, Optimus Prime, is it was trying to update the original figure. And yes, sure, it looks more like the cartoon, but it has a lot of the same aspects of the original toy. And Sunstreaker is a very big departure. And the reason is, of course, is the animation. They got rid of a lot of his cooler features. He never really did anything with the shoulder rockets except in the comics. But he also doesn't come with his alternate missiles, or that's really it. And as far as accessory goes, the alien mask is cute, but I'm never going to use it. I would have rather gotten like the Jet Judo look from Roll For It. And as you can see, as you've seen if you've paid attention to me, my Masterpiece figures, I tend to go for the goofier ones. I have the Generation 2 Bumblebee, Generation 2 Sideswipe, and my Hot Rod is the one that comes with the fishing rod. Because the whole thought of a toy with the fishing rod just amused me to no end. And so, like, when I know they're trying to market towards people my age, those in their 40s, with the toys, and hey, do you remember when this happened in the cartoon? It's a blink and you miss it moment. The mask, I'm not even a fan of Police Goes to Hollywood. That was a pretty lame episode. But it is what it is. So, here he is. I'm going to put him next to the original Sunstreaker. There he is with the original Sunstreaker. He does tower over the guy. And just zoom out here. And you can see, what he is, what he looks like. He has the basic look. He has the stacks pointing out. He's got the cool bat ears. The fake hood. Oops. Bye, Wedge. Ugh. The fake hood for the chest, even though this is the real hood, but he doesn't feel the same. Yes, he does look like the animated version, and I'm not knocking it. I love the figure. I think it's great, with the exception of a couple pieces that are annoying, such as the mirrors that break off. But I wanted more of the original aesthetic, which I don't feel like it's getting. Now, he does look good with the other Sunstreakers, and I'll post a picture up here to give a view of it. If you know me on Reddit or Facebook, you've seen it already. But it is the very classic Sunstreaker design. He's got a look to him, and he looks like a warrior, and he looks like he can actually fight, but because it has a cartoony look, he looks cartoony. Again, I'm not knocking it. I'm not, like I said, with the two alternate phases, I'm not a fan of them. They just look weird to me, so I'm not going to use them. But, so let's go ahead and take out this one, and I'll show you what he looks like next to Sideswipe. Alright, and here he is with Sideswipe. As you can see here, they are roughly the same size in their robot modes. Of course, because he's Generation 2, he looks more of a badass warrior. But let's go ahead and bring him in here. Put him side to side, back to back. And let's go ahead and take a look. Sunstreaker is a little bit taller. Backpack-wise, they both have backpacks where side swipes. Looks like the original Generation 1 side swipe. Whereas Sunstreaker, he just has a bunch of stuff. And I realize now that I don't have it right. That should be folded in more. But just to give it a quick little look here, just to show you what we're dealing with here. He is good. He has a lot of size. And next to his brother, he looks actually less evil of the two of them. And that's kind of different from his portrayal. Usually in the cartoons and comics, he's the egotistical badass warrior. And Sideswipe's more the friendly badass warrior who still has a lot of anger issues. Except for that new Robots in Disguise cartoon. Their Sideswipe was a goofball and basically a juvenile delinquent. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to put the guns in and then we'll show off some poses. Come on, stay in there. He does hold on to the guns better than Sideswipe does. I will say that. But let's go ahead, and you can see here just how badass he actually looks. With everything attached, and the guns already come out. That's why I'm not a fan of that double tap system. But yeah, he looks good. He looks like a warrior. Fucking guns. Fuck it, I'm not doing the guns. The guns can go to hell. But let's go ahead and get him some poses here. Get some legs out. Popular one of these days for him is kind of to be like acting. He can sit cross-legged, allegedly, because that's how I see all the stock photos with him holding Chip. Yeah, he can do it. Not the best, but he can sit, he can relax, he can take a knee. He is pretty well balanced, so he can stand on one foot, which is cool. Look at that. He does get some good balance to him, and that is definitely a good design by the designers. So yeah, this is Sunstreaker. It is one of my goals, and now I have him. It's not perfect. Just like all Transformers, it's not perfect. And for all masterpieces, there is some things to be desired, especially given the price tag on them. I did get this through Big Bad Toy Store. If you're fun with Sunstreaker, get them. If you want the entire 86 team, if they do the entire 86 team, get them. I doubt they will because they have to get a licensing for Jazz, and I don't think Porsche's going to do it, which is too bad. Because Volkswagen even gave in. But he is fantastic. He looks beautiful. He looks good. I have placed him, as I showed you in the pictures, with the other Sunstreakers, and he looks just as good as any of them. So there we go. Get one last little pose for him. Give him the whole little badass. Hey. That's right. I'm the one in charge type look, you know? And that's it. So for all those fans of Jet Judoing, thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and tell me what you want to see next.